Day 3. Develop a value proposition. The process of transforming an existing business into an asset of value include 4 steps. 1. Complete a valuation of the business in its present form. 2. Identify value detractors, the factors that detract value from the business. 3. Develop a vision of what the business must look like in 3 to 5 years. And 4. Craft an exit strategy aimed at realizing value for the current owner of the business. On day 1, we evaluated the current state of the business and calculated 3 values for the business, namely the value that the business represents for the current owner, a fire sale value or low value as though the business is liquidated, and a profitability multiplier value or high value based on the business's adjusted earnings. This enabled us to come up with a value range for the business. We also identified the value detractors, factors that erode the value of the business. On day 2, we started by setting a target value or price at which the owner aspires to sell the business within 3 to 5 years. Then we calculated the business's prime number based on the current financial results. The prime number enabled us to set a revenue and sales target for the business. We then envisioned what the business needs to look like in terms of people, processes, and policies in 3 to 5 years for it to achieve the revenue and sales targets. Now, on day 3, we must formulate the business's value proposition. Please understand that the minimum threshold to participate in the competition for investor capital is a business with an established management team, with a strong track record of producing good financial results, and preferably a team with vested interest in the continued success of the business, a business with a diversified customer base, and credible financial reporting. However, to win at the game of securing investor capital, the business must present a clear competitive advantage, a unique selling point, a clearly defined value proposition derived from a strategy to create value for customers, suppliers, and ultimately shareholders. This formulating a value proposition is, in my experience, the hardest part for the owners of smaller businesses, because in most cases, the success of the business over the preceding years was a result of the efforts, skills, and reputation of the business owner. To successfully sell the business to an investor, a shift must first take place, where the value that produced the good results over the preceding years are transferred from the business owner to the business. The business, not the owner, must be able to present itself to prospective investors as having an effective and efficient business model built around its value proposition. Strategy is about creating, developing, and ultimately realizing shareholder value for you as the business owner. But how do you create value? Create value for customers by increasing their willingness to buy and pay for your product. Create value for suppliers by increasing their willingness to sell their product at a lower cost to your business, and by creating value for customers and suppliers, you create value for the shareholders. How will you increase the willingness of customers to buy your product? To answer this question, you must identify the value drivers, the things that your customers equate to value. There are 5 common drivers of value, namely affordability or price, quality, flexibility or customization, access, and service. Great businesses typically choose to excel at 1 or 2 of the value drivers and to compete on an equal footing with the remaining value drivers. Rolls-Royce chose quality. Their vehicles are made from the highest quality materials and the fit and finish is sublime. And customization, giving the customer an almost infinite range of choices in terms of colors, materials used, and even fragrances. But Rolls-Royce also competes within their segment on affordability, access, and service. With what value drivers will you compete? How will you increase the willingness of suppliers to sell their product at a lower cost to your business? You may consider the following strategies. Sales volumes. Suppliers, like all businesses, want to move more stock. You can invest heavily in building a sales team to increase sales volumes. Access to new markets. Suppliers, especially international businesses exporting to South Africa, rely on local expertise to access new markets. Language and culture is often a barrier to accessing a new market. Product development. You can collaborate with suppliers to develop products to meet the unique requirements of local buyers. Integrate supply chain systems. All businesses want to accurately forecast and manage demand for their products. You may consider integrating your procurement processes with the supply chain processes of your suppliers. By increasing the willingness of customers to buy and the willingness of suppliers to sell, you positively increase the business's profit margins, thereby creating value for shareholders. Your challenge is to translate the elements of your strategy into a value proposition, around which you must then develop a business model that results in a business with the internal capacities and financial resources to give effect to your strategy. A business that can operate independently of the business owner is a business that has been transformed into an asset of value. To access the series, visit Constructum Online Learning on YouTube or click on the link in the post.